Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Friday for all those out there. And I got some great news. So, apparently, because the weather was changing, it got me sick. But I don't have the virus. I just got my test results back and they came back negative. So, bingo, 2 tests, 2 negative results. I'm good. I am good. I dodged a bullet. I'm feeling great. So, hey, it is what it is. So, anyways, yeah, tonight's pretty much just like open chill, open talk, whatever. We're not doing specific topics or whatever, whatnot. We can kind of cover some of the past stuff that we talked about, but just really just being out here, just chatting it away. So, as you're coming in, feel free to say hi. Um, because some of the work that I am doing no longer is acceptable for, AdSense partnership. If you guys would like to leave a one-time monetary donation, there's a link down there for PayPal. That actually does help out. I mean, I use, what I get goes to my kids. That's initially what I do this for. I just do this just to have extra money for my kids. So, but one of the biggest ways that you guys can help support the channel is smashing the like button. That really does help. It circulates these. It allows people to find this channel, allows people to interact and get some cool stuff out of it, right? So yeah, definitely smash that like button and share to your favorite social platforms. Also, if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell and selecting all to get all notifications when I upload videos, when I do live streams, whatnot. Today's just been a very, very good day. It really has. I don't know. I guess you can say, I'm trying out new things. Like yesterday, I brought my lady on live stream with me. We reacted to this video. Kind of funny because you can do like reaction videos on YouTube and it's like not even a really big deal per se or whatever. As long as you don't try to monetize the video, I guess you're good. But on Facebook, they hit me with a strike on Facebook. They were like, this content is not yours. So I ended up basically just going over it and submitting a dispute and telling them with the Fair Use Act, because on Facebook I'm not monetizing anything on Facebook. I'm not making any money off that video. So yeah, I'm not banking on their work. I'm just doing a reaction. And by anything, reaction videos are more of just like sharing videos, right? Because there's some people who just don't find these particular videos unless somebody does a reaction to it. Usually is how they find them, unless it's like a super popular channel that everybody subscribes to. But the channel on YouTube has a lot of subscribers, don't get me wrong, but not everybody knows who they are. And so it shouldn't really be a bad idea if somebody goes and does a reaction video to it or whatever, whatnot. But anyways, yeah, so they pegged me on Facebook, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? There's only so much I can do with that, right? So I submitted my dispute, and I'm waiting for them to do whatever. But I ended up making a edited version where I kind of chopped it up. I mean, it didn't go too far down. The entire live stream naturally was just like over 30 minutes. And I ended up cutting out parts of it, and it brought it down to like 20 minutes, something like that. So yeah, I uploaded that to Facebook and in place of it, and also uploaded it here on YouTube as well, and see how it goes there. Reason why I did that is because I wanted to get people's reactions to me doing a reaction video such as like that. Would that be something that people would actually find interesting and entertaining to do? Because I really wouldn't mind being suggested a video to react to from any of you guys, and then doing a reaction video, and even having someone come on as a guest and having them react with me, just have dialogue or whatever. I mean, it could be comical, it could be funny, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just really just, it is what it is. The whole entire aspect, and the reason why did I change just about everything about this channel, the channel name, the logos and everything like that, is because I'm trying to do more and have fun doing it. Like, don't get me wrong, mobile technology is interesting. It is interesting. It is an aspect in my life that, I just love to talk about. with lots of people. But there's other things that I like to talk about too, and I've been doing it. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind that things have kind of changed a little bit on my channel, and so things are going to be a little bit different. Like I'm not getting the views that I used to get before, and I'm totally okay with that. Because it's a whole different thing. Like people, I know people subscribe to the channel because of specific things. You guys hear me talk about this a lot, and I reiterate it because I want people to know that it's okay. It is okay if some of the things that I do is not interesting and is not what you subscribe for. I totally understand. I don't feel like I'm anybody here on YouTube. I'm no freaking gladiator here on YouTube, and on Twitter and on Facebook. You know what I mean? Majority of why I do these live streams and everything like that, it's fun for me to do it. It's fun for me to meet new people, to interact, to get different dialogue, different background, all that good stuff. It's really fun. And then on top of it, the bonus part is that with YouTube, because I'm a YouTube partner, I'm able to make money on the ads that runs in my video, and that allows me to do more things with my kids. It allows me to give them more money to buy things that they want, buy things that they may need, or just generally save some of it up, and when we go on vacation they can use that money to buy the things that they want wherever we go on vacation, and have their own spending money to get the things that they would absolutely love. That is the absolute reason why that I do this here on YouTube. It's all for my kids. You know what I mean? As far as making the revenue, doing the live streams is just an avenue for me to really talk about the things that I'm interested in, which you guys probably seen. I mean, I did the Jeepers Creepers live stream. I was kind of surprised on how well that did. So I don't know. Is it just a Jeepers Creepers subject that got people to come watch and listen? Or was it because it's horror movies? Because I can go that route. I mean, there are several people that I know that are willing to kind of go that route with me on it. I know Ray from Unlock Custom Droids has a movie channel. I know he has a banging collection of Blu-ray and just high def DVDs and movies that he's got to watch and kind of do his spill on what he thinks of the movie, the ins and outs of the movie, of how they created it and everything like that. Those are a lot of the things that he's going to be doing on his movie channel. And I would love to have him on here and just kind of go over some of the new movies that's coming out, because that's where I really kind of tend to focus at, is the new movies about to release, and what changes, if it's a reboot from a movie from the past, and even kind of go back, throwback movies and stuff like that. Kind of talk about the MCU and DC universe, and the horror movies and stuff like that. I mean, like Jeepers Creepers is one of my favorite horror movie franchises, and I'm glad to know that there's going to be one this year, 2021. And while it does seem like a different synopsis, well, not synopsis, but it seems like it's a different timeline. By the way, if you guys don't follow Technoid on Twitter, he had mentioned something interesting in his live stream on Twitter about Jeepers Creepers that I thought was pretty cool. And what he was saying is that, what if this is taking place 23 years later, and that's what I was kind of thinking too. I didn't express that, I guess, as clearly as he did. So I would definitely say listen to what he has to say on that. But I was trying to think about the way to express that point when we were talking about Jeepers Creepers the other night, and was saying, basically, if they will pay homage to the original trilogy of Jeepers Creepers, because this could be where it's 23 years later, you know what I mean? Maybe it can take place right after Jeepers Creepers 2, when they go into that barn and they see Jack there with his harpoon gun all rusted, and it's aimed right at the creeper who's pinned up on the barn wall, and he's all I'm waiting for 3 days, or whatever he says at the end. I forgot what Jack says, but emphasizing that 23 days where the creeper will awaken to eat is just upon them. Maybe those people in the barn were on their way to the Louisiana, the horror fest that basically is where this next movie takes place at. That was, Technoid just completely explained that pretty much well. Yeah, I mean, if you guys know me, I just babble on and just keep going and going and going. You know what I mean? I speak fast, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Hashtag ADHD problems. So, with that being said, yeah, definitely check out his live stream on Twitter /Periscope. If you guys want to follow him at Twitter, it's at Technoid12. And he had some very interesting points about this. Um, so with that, I mean, movies is kind of like the area that I'm dabbling in a little bit. Games is too. I'm trying to get my footing in on what to talk about when it comes to video games, because to be honest with everybody, I am a retro gaming nerd. That's just really what I do. You can give me like the latest and greatest, and while the latest and greatest games are nice, they're really awesome. I mean, the graphics, the gameplay and everything like that. There's about a million to one things that you can mention that makes the video game so dang good. But for me, my funnest times with video games is actually retro. So like if you give me an original Nintendo Entertainment System with Super Mario Brothers cartridge, or the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt combination cartridge, like I can sit down and game for hours, because I mean that was my day. That was my youth. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. That's my childhood era. So like things from like Nintendo to Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, those things were what video games were, like today, PS5 and Xbox and Google Stadia and Amazon Luna and all those. That's like gaming for today. Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super NES, that was gaming for me at my youth. And there were a lot of amazing games that I grew up playing. A lot of amazing games. I'm talking about um, my very first gaming console was a Sega Genesis. I've shared this before in past stories talking about it, but I had a Sega Genesis. I actually had all the add-ons to it. So I had the Sega 32X and everything. Like, my Sega Genesis looked like a Klingon warship. That's what it looked like. And I played a lot of games on there, had a lot of games on there too. Huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. When Sonic the Hedgehog finally hit and came out for Sega Genesis, and my mom took me to the mall to buy it, and I went home and instantly fell in love with the game and was just like tearing shit up when it came to Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, the gameplay on that is just phenomenal for me. It was. I mean, it was just like you're just cool blue little hedgehog who can run fast, and you can collect all these coins, and you had to collect the Chaos Emeralds. You had to get all the way through, into Scrap Brain Zone, and you had to go to the final zone and take on Dr. Eggman, also known as Dr. Robotnik. And he had that contraption where there was like two giant piston pillars that slammed downward, and then two that slammed upward, and you had to avoid getting crushed by those while rolling into one of the pillars that he happens to be standing in. It was probably one of my most favorite times playing games. And then Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out, and when Sonic 2 came out, it was like, oh, we got another character added in. We got Tails, which if for those people who don't know, Tails, his real name is Miles Prowler. Tails is his nickname, but his name is Miles Prowler. So you have Sonic the Hedgehog, which I never understand why they did this. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's Sonic's name. And then, in Sonic 3, introduced Knuckles, which is Knuckles the Echidna. And so you have Knuckles the Echidna, you have Sonic the Hedgehog, but you don't have like Miles the Fox, or his name is Miles Tails Prowler. He actually has a legit first and last name, and then a nickname is Tails. But I mean, he was introduced in Sonic 2, and it was so much fun playing Sonic 2. I mean, you didn't even have to really set up 2-player mode. All you had to do was start the game with you and Tails. And now you can be player 1, you can control Sonic, and Tails follows you. Or you have a second controller plugged in. You didn't need to press start or anything. All that player 2 person had to do was just start controlling, while the second controller would control Tails. What up, Sneed? What's going on, man? And so Sonic 2 was just like, yo, that's my shit. Sonic 2 was just like, boom. So when Sonic 3 finally hit the market and they introduced this new character, Knuckles the Echidna, I was like, whoa, like I want to play as that guy. Because he could, he didn't really fly. He kind of like soared and descended slowly. But he was cool because he had those thorns on his knuckles. He can bust through walls. I was like, I wanted to play him. But in Sonic 3, you couldn't really play as him. It wasn't until they came out with Sonic and Knuckles. the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge was actually set up a certain way. I'll pull up an image so you guys can see for those who may not know what it looks like. But the Sonic and Knuckles was like an interesting cartridge, because let me see if I can find it. I guess this is like the best representation that I can get of it, and then we share it on screen. But Sonic and Knuckles was like absolutely and crazy. It's just weird. When I got the cartridge for Sonic and Knuckles, I was thinking it was gonna be like Sonic 4, but it wasn't. It was just Sonic and Knuckles. But if you guys can see right here, so this cartridge right here was Sonic and Knuckles, and I was looking at that like, okay, what the heck do you do with this? But you see this arrow right here on the top. Hang on. I forgot you could do this. I can like zoom in better. Well, actually, they have them right there. So yeah, this is it closed, and this is it open, and you can actually plug Sonic 3 on top of this cartridge or Sonic 2. And by doing that, allowed you to play as Knuckles in Sonic 3, or you can play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. Now, it was a bit crazier because you could play as Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic Part 1. The only problem with that was you had to modify, and I think you had to use like Game Genie or Game Shark to actually be able to play that on Sega on the cartridge. Because like normally what would happen is like if you plugged in the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 cartridge on the Sonic and Knuckles, you would get like Dr. Eggman popping up with 2 stop signs, and he's laughing like he does when you don't collect all the Chaos Emeralds. He's like doing this, and he's telling you like no, like you can't do it, you can't use it. So you had to use like you had to use a Game Genie. I think it's Game Genie or Game Shark, and that actually would bypass it. I think there's other ways to do it too. I never really looked. We didn't have the internet back in the day to actually look this stuff up. So you literally had to buy video game magazines in order to know what's going on. What's up, Gene? How's it going, man? It's open topic tonight, but right now I'm just kind of like geeking out on Sonic the Hedgehog. But yeah, so Sonic and Knuckles was just like it. So I had every one of those games. And then I got Sonic Spinball. Wasn't really too interested in it, but it was a Sonic video game, so yes, definitely had to have it. So Sonic Spinball, and then I had a Sega Game Gear, so I ended up buying Sonic for the Sega Game Gear, and then realized that the handheld portable game systems, the games made for it were completely not developed the same way as the ones for the Sega Genesis. And what I mean by that is that they did not use the same levels per se. I knew things was going to be different because, of course, the schematics of the game is going to be like you're not going to create the entirely like full Sega Genesis version of Sonic the Hedgehog and put it on the Sega Game Gear. You know what I mean? Like those cartridges are limited capacity, and then of course like the processor and all that stuff that's built inside the Sega Game Gear, is different than actually like a full blown game console like the Sega Genesis, right? You're going to have the same GPU or PC or CPU. In a handheld, right? So like, I mean, I knew that, but it was, to a degree, but I was kind of hoping that it was going to be like the same levels. Like I was thinking like, okay, when I bought Sonic for Sega Game Gear, I was going to play Scrap Brain Zone and all this other stuff. And it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all whatsoever. To my shocking, you know what? Like after that, like Sonic kind of went 3D, and so there's like different variations that was released on PlayStation. I think PlayStation and Xbox, and also Nintendo, because Sega ended up not doing any more consoles and just basically did games, and it did games for all the 3 consoles. I didn't get super hype until Sonic 4 Episode 1 came out, and I was like, dope. Because Sonic is a bit grown up and everything like that. And, it was dope. It was also a letdown. I don't know. I had one of those. I sold it for a Game Boy. Yeah. It was like Sonic 4 was just like a repeat of Sonic 1. And then, like my suspicions confirmed when Sonic 4 Episode 2 came out, which brought in Tails, and I was like, okay. So I was thinking, okay, Sonic 4 Episode 3 would be where they bring in Knuckles, but then they decided not to. So that was my dilemma. Sonic 4 ended at episode 2 and didn't go further beyond. So Knuckles was never re-brought back with a modern form. But we do see him on like games that's on Android and iPhones like Sonic Dash. You see Knuckles much older and everything like that. And he's like all buff and bulky and everything like that now. You know, he's not like, he doesn't look like this anymore. uh, you know, from back in the day when they were both young. He don't look like that anymore. I mean, he just literally, you know, it's like all bulky and buffed up and everything like that. So, but Sonic was, you know, was my game. If you guys want to know what one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360 is, let me see if I can find a YouTube video for it, and I will share it with you guys. You guys are gonna kind of trip. So, let me see if they have it. Yeah, they do. See if I can just like play out the game trailer through it. Let me type in trailer, see if they have a trailer for it. Okay, cool. All right, so let me pop this up and I'll share it with you guys. But this is actually one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360. I played it. Some people thought I was a super dork for this, but oh well. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Let's see.
Welcome to the Disney Bundle, where Disney Plus, Hulu,
don't you just love ads? You guys can tell I don't have YouTube Premium. Those are ready to eat for everyone.
You've got to be kidding me. Now let me tell you, he's fast. He's clever. He's sneaky.
This game was dope.
He's unstoppable. He's
the flying ace.
the famous World War I flying ace.
This game was dope. I'm sorry. I mean, some people will say like I'm like a major dork for that game or whatever, but I don't know, just something weird about it because you know you play as Snoopy. He has the old World War II fighting planes. You know, you have Woodstock as your navigator, your co-pilot, and then but like the enemies that you would like literally, you know, go after is like it. I don't know. It's the graphics of the game is like the tanks and everything like that look like you would like somewhat of like what you would find in like modern warfare or something like that. You know what I mean? And the only cartoonish thing that you would see on the display is you, the flying ace, Snoopy, and Woodstock, and y'all's playing. And of course, the object of the game is that you know you have to take down the Red Baron. That is the object of the game. But this is probably one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360. And you know, I didn't play a lot of games on Xbox 360, but Snoopy Flying Ace had to be it. It just literally had to be it. I enjoyed playing it. It was one of the ones I enjoyed to play. So you kind of can see where I go with this. There are games, you know, that like I play like Dead by Daylight that are like very gory and you know whatnot. But you know, I also like playing some very lively, just kind of you know fun poppy games. I like to call them. Even though this, yes, technically, you know, you're in World War II and you're fighting. You're fighting the you know military. They're not going to say what specific military you're fighting, but you know the Red Baron happens to be the you know your enemy. And if you guys remember anything from like the Peanuts movie and Snoopy and Charlie Brown and all that, you guys know that when because Snoopy has different alter ego, well not alter ego, yeah, alter egos. You know, he has Joe Cool, you know what I mean? He's himself Snoopy. He's also the flying ace. When he dons the flying ace, his enemy, his mortal enemy that he always gets mad at is the Red Baron. The Red Baron is always going to be his enemy. And the Red Baron always seems to get the best of him. If you guys watch old Charlie Brown movies, I've watched a lot of them growing up. I think, today I have to say my favorite ones is Snoopy Come Home and What a Nightmare, Charlie Brown. My top two. And then, what was the other one? Oh, Is This Goodbye, Charlie Brown? When Linus and Lucy move away. So they throw him a going away party. And then all of a sudden they bring him back. So, I mean, that is that. Probably one of the most annoying games had to be this. I'll show you guys it. Now I play this game quite a bit, and it was good to play. But at the same time, too, it was just absolutely annoying. Let's see. I want to make sure that there's nobody's narration on this. Yeah. This is probably one of the most annoying games on Nintendo. If you guys know what a Nintendo is. Probably one of the most annoyingest ones. Because the game mechanics was just so bullshit. And just watching it right now already got me a little annoyed. I mean, there are things that happen in this game that just does not freaking make sense. In the Snoopy Come Home, where Snoopy leaves home and Charlie Brown looks for him and he's scared that he'll never find him again. Snoopy Come Home. No, hold on. Let me pause this real quick. So Snoopy Comes Home is where Snoopy gets a letter from his original owner. Not a lot of people know this, but Charlie Brown was not Snoopy's original owner. Snoopy actually belonged to a girl named Lila. And Lila moved away, and where she moved to, they weren't allowed to have dogs, so they gave Snoopy back to the Daisy Puppy Hill farm. And so Snoopy was back with his brothers and sisters at the farm to be adopted again. And Charlie Brown went there to get a dog and found Snoopy and took him. So, Snoopy gets a letter from Lila that she's not doing well. So he makes a long trip with Woodstock to go visit her. He visits her in the hospital to see that she's okay. She assumes that she's going to keep Snoopy. So she tries to bring Snoopy to live with her. Snoopy kind of agrees to go live with her, but also feels like he's betraying Charlie Brown. He feels really bad. And then when he gets to Lila's apartment, he jumps for joy because there's a sign on the apartment building that says no dogs allowed. So she could not keep him. So he shook her hand, gave her a hug goodbye, and then him and Woodstock made their way back, where he made it back to Charlie Brown, and that was the end of the movie. But yeah, that was pretty much the whole movie. Now I know what you're saying. Snoopy was sad that he's leaving Charlie. Yeah, he was. He was sad because Lila wanted him back, but then, when he found out that the apartment she lived in had a sign that said no dogs allowed, he was good to go. Because I think that's what happened, like, in the beginning of the movie, before he got the letter from Lila, was like he went to the beach with Peppermint Patty, and there was a sign on the beach that said no dogs allowed when he went to go hang out with her. So he got kicked out of the beach, and then he tried to go to the library. He got kicked out of there because it said no dogs allowed. And they played that little jingle song, no dogs allowed. And it was just insane. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite movies. This game is probably one of the most annoying games on Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm trying to see if they'll show some of the game mechanics that is totally ridiculous and bullshit. I don't even know what some of these characters are. But again, like those video games way back in the day, 8-bit Nintendo. That's what we had. Like, okay, see, you would think on that one area that he was just at, like, you would come up there and jump, but you actually come from down there and jump. You have like all these different rooms that you go into. It's like absolutely just insane. And there's these enemies that you don't even see in the cartoon. You never see these characters in the cartoon, and you never see them in the movie. Oh, Rocksteady. Yeah, this person takes no damage, by the way. His gameplay is pretty good, but this game is still absolutely annoying. It's annoying as hell. So don't let the Foot Clan destroy the dam. You have my support. Like, thanks, April. You have my support. I think this is one of the levels that really like irked the hell out of me because there's a point where you have to swim and you have to disarm all the bombs. That was pretty annoying. Unlike the Foot Clan look like aliens. Oh yeah, there's this guy as a boss, and he looks like a cross of Jason from Friday the 13th and the guy from Army of Darkness. Watch on YouTube the 80s game show called Starcade. It was an arcade game show where players would play arcade games for points. I think I heard about that because they did something similar for Super Mario Brothers 3. I don't know if you guys remember the game, the movie The Wizard. Do you guys remember that? Hold on, let me shut this down because it's already starting to irritate me. But do you remember the movie The Wizard? The Wizard was just a giant advertisement for the release of Super Mario Brothers 3. Let me see if I can find a trailer to it, and I'll give you a better idea of like what movie I'm talking about. But it stars what's his name? I think it's Fred Savage from the Wonder Years. No, not the Wizard of Oz. I think it's from 1989. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. That's well, let's do this one. We'll do the top trailer. Full screen. Come on. Here we go. I don't know if you guys remember this movie. I watched this movie when I was a kid, and it was just insane. Like, I didn't even think about it until I got older. So, like, there's this kid. I think he has autism, but you know he's trying to get to a place where his mom is.
California.
Though Jimmy is a heavily traumatized boy, he has a certain fixation with building, stacking. I'd like to think that he's searching for a way to.
Oh, Fred Savage's Boy Meets World was his older brother.
We're thinking about
What's his older brother's name again?
putting him into an institution.
Well, you want to see that happen? Huh? You want to see him put Jimmy in a home?
That's Christine's decision.
He hasn't changed
come
ever
on,
since
Dad.
Jennifer. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything.
He's so busy. You want to go to California, and you want to prove that Jimmy doesn't belong in a home. Do you think they put him in a home after he won
This is like all references to Nintendo.
a video game contest?
I'm like, this kid's like good at just like Double Dragon.
50,000 on Double Dragon? He's good, but he never beat Lucas. Nobody's good.
Oh
at
yeah,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Really?
He's like Lucas is like the
Lucas
villain.
is
Look at
awesome.
this kid. Oh my god, I remember him. He
So,
talks about the glove.
you
It's
the
so
wizard?
awesome.
He's headed for the video championships in Los Angeles.
Is that right? Well, let's just see how good he is then. Guys, by the way, I'm headed to the championships too. Power glove.
The power glove.
What is that?
Pick any game you want.
You know all 97 of them?
Oh my god, it's so corny. You know what? And that's just bullshit with the movie too, by the way, because I had the power glove for Nintendo. It did not work that flawless. It was trash.
I give you Video Armageddon!
Yeah, this is where they unveiled the championship match. They were going to play a game that they've never played before.
What?
And that game happened to be Super Mario Brothers 3.
One, two,
Alright, this is the semifinals.
And my son's a fine.
Jimmy!
This game this game, but this movie, for those who've never seen it, Super Mario Bros. 3, that's all it was a lead up to this.
The Wizard.
That's such an old trailer, but yes, people, for those who didn't know, those were movie trailers back in the day. Those were absolute movie trailers, man. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to change the title to this live stream so people know what I talked about in here. So, but yeah, I mean, that was the first time I've ever seen anything that even talked about like some sort of video game, like, you know, championship. I mean, I know we have them today, and like, you know, I watch them on YouTube. You know, I see people that's like, you know, like the Tekken, what was it? Not Tekken Tag, the latest Tekken, and like they had these people that played it, and they were talking about the mechanics of Akuma in the game, because Akuma finally appears in Tekken. You also have you know, Street Fighter 5. There's like a tournament, like a world tournament for it, and like the person who, like, you know, the person who wins it could win like $1 million. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, the Wizard was the first time I ever seen anything that even referenced the video game championship. And trust me, I was a dork. After seeing this movie, I didn't sit there and look at the movie and say this movie is so trash, even though it kind of is. But I looked at this movie, and then I went home and I whipped out the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo and started like playing all the category of games that I had to beef up my gaming skills. Thanks for the $2 super chat with a super sticker. Appreciate it, Gene. Got right in here. They was going to do the remake of the movie, but they dropped it. Really? The Wizard? Dang. I wonder what they would have done today. What would they have done today for a reboot of The Wizard? And what game do you think that they would have, like, would they have followed the same format and, you know, led up to a game that has not been released yet and pretty much make the movie like an entire trailer for an upcoming video game like they did with The Wizard and Super Mario Bros. 3? Because, I mean, honestly, nobody saw Super Mario Bros. 3 until that movie hit. And that was like, when that movie released, they started releasing the trailers for Super Mario Bros. 3 for Nintendo. So they could do that, but I wonder what game they would do it for. Like, what game that's we know is coming in the future. Because I know that'd be kind of hard today, because we find all kinds of leaked stuff, leaked images, leaked plots, those types of things all the time, always. It's just the darndest thing. So like today, you can't really have a secret on things like you could back in the day. Because like I said, for me, finding out like how to, like, you know, like secret areas in video games or cheat codes or any of that type of stuff, or you had to buy Nintendo Power. You had to buy Nintendo Power, and I think there was another gaming magazine you had to buy in order to get those. That was our information. There was also a hotline, because I got in trouble from my dad for calling it. It was an 800 number, you know, and was it an 800 number? I forgot what it was. I know it wasn't toll free. So I racked up a phone bill, but you got to talk to a live video game expert. And I think it was through Nintendo. And you got to ask them all kinds of questions. You can ask them, you know, like hidden levels. Like, that's where, you know, I learned about the Star Road on Super Mario Brothers. Not Super Mario Bros., but Super Mario World. I learned about that. If you completed the Star World, you would open the secret hidden levels, and then, you know, those levels were like hard as hell. Like, I'll show you guys. You know, I like doing this type of stuff, sharing a video, whatever, just because it makes it easier than me having to describe it to you guys. So I'll search it right now. Super Mario World. Let's see. Secret Star levels, I think it's referenced as. Yeah, here we go. Hopefully there's no narration on this. These worlds were insane. Like, this world is gnarly. Tubular is where it gets real freaking interesting. But like, if you beat this, which, you know, I'll just play the video all the way through. If you beat this, then you completely, I think, change the color of the entire world. It's funny watching him like so tiny. Dragon coin. Oh, he died. Oh no, this one was like insanely hard. At least it was for me. Okay, do you see like how you have to keep getting that freaking balloon thing? You gotta keep eating it to keep yourself swollen so you would float. There's an ad coming. Advertisements. Skippable, skippable, skippable.
Howdy, neighbors.
Okay, let's continue on. Yeah, you hear that and you die. Yeah, this person's just going through. I'm having fun watching this guy just die multiple times. Like, oh my gosh! No, because that was me. That was me playing this game. Like, not really me playing this one, but that was what happened to me a lot on this level. It was just insane to get past all this stuff. And you couldn't jerk around because you had limitations to how long. Oh, dead. Dead. This guy's really emphasizing how many times he died here. Yo, what's up, Oscar? What's going on? But yeah, these hidden levels in Super Mario World was just insane. This one was by far the worst, I think. I haven't played it in a while, so I don't remember all the levels, but I know this one was one of the ones I freaking hated. I hated this level. Yeah, to get that, get the dragon coin. This is insane. Props to this dude. Oh, he finally made it to the end. He finally made it to the end after so many deaths. Props. Props, homie. Oh my god. I freaking hated that level. That was Tubular, yeah. I remember. That's why I remember the name Tubular, because it was a pain in the ass. Then you have Way Cool. I forgot what this one is. Now just looking at some retro games, talking about some retro movies and stuff like that. I just talked about that movie, The Wizard, from 1989, which was like a giant ad for Super Mario Bros. 3. It had that kid that had autism, and he was really good at video games, so he played in the World Video Game Championship against Lucas, who had the Power Glove, who had that little sappy, freaking, just annoying. Oh my god, this dude's just dying left and right. But yeah, now I'm just talking about the secret worlds here on Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. If you remember it, did you ever beat the secret worlds after you complete the Star Road? Like honestly, I feel like that this is where Nintendo got the idea to create Super Mario Maker and Super Mario Maker 2. You know what I mean? To have these insanely built levels. That jam was awesome. I'm sorry, I'm listening along. I don't mean to blow out anyone's ears if it did. Yeah, this is crazy. This is insane. This is cool. These roads aren't easy. I don't remember the level. You remember playing it? We don't remember the levels? Yeah. I hated that turtle. That Koopa Trooper that was just like, he was a homing Koopa Trooper. Another ad is coming in 5 minutes. I really should have invested in YouTube Premium, but then again, I don't want to.
Has arrived.
People are on the verge of discovering our secret.
5 seconds. Done. All right. These levels were actually pretty insane. Oh yeah, you could pound the ground. Oh no, he lost Yosh. Oh, he killed it. Oh man. He lost Yosh. You have YouTube Premium, love it. Yeah, I mean, I had it for a little while. I just didn't feel like spending all my money on it since there's like other things that. Oh, get Yosh back! Oh, that was lucky. That was so lucky. How do you keep losing him again? Oh, he killed it. Oh no, not this area. Big Bill. Trying to get your one-ups. Now you ain't got no more. Oh, he was lucky he made it there. I was already like had my fingers crossed for him. I was like, bro, that would so totally. Don't you guys hate that when you guys play a game like these old retro games and you get like you're at the end of the level, but then you die. You're like, all pissed because you gotta go back. Oh yeah, oh yeah, dinner. Okay, let's get to the end of this, and then I'm gonna hop off here because there is dinner ready, and I need to eat. Oh, I'll leave it at that. Anyways, yeah, because I am hungry. You remember Asteroids the arcade? Oh, I don't think so. I'll have to look it up. But you guys have to excuse me because I'm really, really hungry. I want to go eat dinner. So, but I do want to thank everyone that came in and hung out with me. Really appreciate it for this Friday night. Just, chit chat or whatever. Thanks, June, again. Really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it for the $2 super chat, super sticker. Really appreciate it. Oscar, thanks for coming. Sneed, thanks for popping in here. Ray, thanks for popping in here. You guys are awesome. Those that watch the replay, hashtag nerd up. So I know you guys leveled up and caught this live stream tonight. And leave a comment below. What should I talk about on the next live? That will more than likely be Sunday or Monday. But anyways, yeah. I thank you guys for being here. I love you guys very much. Stay blessed. Live life. Be free. Until next time. Peace.